Hello, Prudential Sales Executives, for our video message of the week. All right, last week's message was all about pricing your listings correctly. Well, I appreciate the feedback that I received, and I thought this week's video should be kind of a follow-up and support aspect to last week's. And that's why I entitled it, "Is Your Listing Presentation Serving You Well?" You know, when we talk about different aspects of pricing your property or taking a listing or dealing with sellers, it all comes down overall to one key point, and that is, how strong is your listing presentation? Now today I just wanted to give you a couple thought processes to think about as you build your presentation. First of all, the title I utilized, I think, is a key question you have to ask yourself. Is my listing presentation truly serving you well? So what does that mean? Well, to me it means a few things. One, you're able to take listings. Okay? You don't fall into the trap of using the market as an excuse or using another agent's tactics as an excuse. Well, they always come in and discount, or they'll price the property at anything the seller says, so that's why I lost that listing. Those are excuses that we utilize because, you know what, our presentation wasn't strong enough to tie down the listing ourselves. I know that sounds kind of harsh, but it's true. So how do we get to that next step? Well, first of all, we have to understand the ingredients that we want out of our listing presentation. One, obviously, we want to take the listing. We can't help anybody if we don't actually take the listing. So that is the number one most important outcome we want. Secondly, we want to get a well-priced listing that not only is well-priced to sell, but maximizes our seller's equity. And thirdly, and I think the one that gets missed, is we want to have a listing presentation that minimizes the questions that come from our clients and minimizes the objections that come up during the presentation. Think about that. Think of those three aspects. If we could minimize the questions, because we do such a great job in our presentation and build confidence, we minimize the objections, again for the same reason. The sellers are comfortable, we've built confidence, they look to us and they say, you know what, this is the expert that I want to sell my property successfully. All right, and we get the listing and it's priced effectively, maximizing the seller's equity along with getting it effectively sold as soon as possible. Now that's a powerful opportunity. Well, to do that, as always, that doesn't happen by accident. And the message, overall message today is, I want you to internalize this next point, and that is, do you actually have a consistent process that's premeditated that you utilize and depend upon every time you go into a listing presentation? Not is it, you know what, I'm kind of fly by the seat of my pants, I'm very good at what I do, I haven't used a listing presentation in so long. Those types of comments will tell you that, you know, you're going to fall into the trap of having the market or another sales executive bite you or take business from you, ultimately thousands of dollars, and other opportunities that goes along with building that relation with the client. This will happen because you haven't committed to a consistent process. All right, when you know you have a consistent process, you can basically label it step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. Now don't be confused here. You have the consistent process, but that doesn't mean the presentation, okay, doesn't go differently based on the questions, the size of the property, the marketing aspects of it. There can be differences to it, so don't miss this point. But the process, regardless of the bits and pieces that happen during the presentation, your process is the same. It's dependable, it's consistent, and it's effective. So, if you don't have a consistent process, now is the time to start building it. Listings are continuing to increase, and your ability and skill set to tie down those listings are key. Have a great week, everybody, and we'll talk to you next week. Bye-bye.